Good morning. Namaste. So, welcome all of you on behalf of Young Indian Theosophist to this Sunday morning meeting. And we will start with the universal invocation. Hidden life, vibrant in every atom. Hidden light, shining in every creature. Hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee is therefore one with every other. Let's observe silence for a couple of minutes. Come back. So today's study class is about rule number 5 to 8, light on the path. And our today's speaker is Sister Sandhyarani. She has joined TS in 1991. She is the member of City Lodge, Bangalore, Karnataka. Her qualification is MA, working for Hudco as Assistant General Manager. She has assisted in translating few books from English to Kannada, their local language. She has conducted few study classes at Bhavali, Noida, Kerala, Odisha, and few places in Karnataka. She has assisted as inquiry officer during international convention at ADR 3 times. Her aim is to spread theosophy. So let's welcome Sister Sandhyarani. Sister, over to you.
Thank you, Smitapragyan, for nicely introducing me and giving me this opportunity to share few thoughts on Light on the Path. This is a book written by Mabel Collins, and that's a small book actually. And we have got lectures gist that is known as Talks on the Path of Occultism on Light on the Path by Annie Besant and C.W. Leadbeater. Actually, if we go to the book, this book was printed and released in 1895. It's very, very old book. And this book is in Sanskrit. That is in BC. Then Master Venetian translated it into Greek. And then Master Hilarion, he translated from Greek to English, and Hilarion gave this teachings to Mabel Collins, and then this book came into existence. This is the background. It's an archaic language. So that is Sanskrit, Greek, and then English. And this was written to us. This teaching was given to his students, means disciples, from Master Venetian to Master Hilarion. Hilarion was a student. During that time, his name was Iamblichus. This is the background of this thing. And first and foremost, why all these rules have been written? It's for whom, means it is mainly for disciples. So we have all of us are threading in this path, that is spiritual path. So we want to become the disciple. This is the main thing. So all these rules are written for us. First and foremost, we have to understand, to become a disciple, that is a learner, what one has to do means whatever is there in us, what is not at all required in us, we have to remove. Remove means how, not bits and pieces. We have to once for all kill out. So this rules, first in the last class, we have heard first 4 rules. That is, kill out ambition. That is the main thing. I want to become that, I want to become that. So we are not ready to accept what we are. We are thinking, I want to become this or I want to become that. So that is the ambition. Ambition, whatever God has given to us, we are not ready to accept that means, so we want to become something or achieve something. All these things are for the self. That ambition should be killed out. Killed means once for all, that is nothing but death. So remove completely. That is what it says. Kill out desire of life. All of us wants to lead our life, enjoy the life, enjoy the beauty, enjoy our sensations, etc., etc. So that I want to leave, that itself is a desire. We have to kill out that desire. Kill out the desire of comfort. From where that all these things will come? Comfort is for our senses. I want to be like this only. I am very comfortable. I want to be in this level only. All these things. In spite of that, again it says, work as those who are ambitious. All these things are to kill out. Is that the only things that we have to kill out? No, we have still so many other things are there. That is what today we are going to deal. In the last class, we have killed out ambition, desire for life, and desire for comfort. Still, we are working as those who are ambitious. We should not have ambition. Still, we have to work like ambitious. Here, kill out all sense of separateness. In today's class, we have to learn to kill out all sense of separateness. I am different from you. You are different from me. All these things. The next thing is kill out desire for sensation. All of us are very emotional and we all of us want sensation in the physical sense. That sensation, the desire for sensation, we have to kill out completely. The next one is kill out the hunger for growth. These 3 are my subject. So we have to kill out sense of separation, kill out desire of sensation, and kill out hunger for growth. These are all the things. And all these 3 lines have been written in one leaf. These 3. So this is the second leaf which today I am going to deal. Kill out sense of separateness. Are we separate or are we united? Though we think that we are all one, we all belongs to universal brotherhood, still we are thinking that I am separate from you. All these things are there. So here, Venetian master, he himself has written something. After writing all these things, he himself has given some commentary. At the same time, while translating this book, even Master Hilarion has also written something as notes to all these things. So yet stand alone and isolated. We have to kill the sense of separateness. At the same time, we have to stand alone and isolated. Isolated from all other things. Because nothing that is embodied, nothing that is conscious of separation, nothing that is out of eternal can aid you. So we can't expect any help from anyone that is having embodiment, that is having some existence. So that everything, so we have to always lead our life in eternity. In Kannada, it is known as Nityatva. Always. Eternity means it's permanent. There is no change. There is no motion. There is no end. It has got without end. It's very, very ancient. Only that will aid us. Other than that, nothing will aid. So we have to stand alone and isolated. So why we have to be isolated? Because we are all disciples. Who is a disciple? Annie Besant says, the disciple has to learn to stand utterly alone. In case if we are trying to become a disciple, so we have to learn to stand utterly alone. All help from the embodied is secondary help and of no use during one's own greatest need. All of us need some support, some help, somebody to come and help us, somebody to support us. I'm alone, I'm lonely, all these things are come. So let's understand who is a disciple. Disciple means learner, who is willing, who is submitted himself to learn. We are all here, all of us have taken birth to learn something new, something which is required to lead a daily life, what to lead in the spiritual path. So we are the student of spiritualism. Spiritualism means oneness. The worldly thing is all separateness. Stepping in spiritual path. So we are all willing to step the path of spiritualism. Then what is the qualification? Means the disciple has to follow the guru or master. Why? Means he has got faith, he believes. So whatever he believes in the masters, so he has to proceed in that path. This is what is the disciple. So disciple has to learn to stand utterly alone. All help from the embodied is secondary help and of no use during one's own greatest need. What we say? We are in need and we will not get any sort of support. So what we think is, वो मुझे हाथ दे दिया, सभी मुझे हाथ दिया, वो सब धोखा दिया, मैंने धोखा खाया. ये सब we use, all these things. Even all our friends, relatives, nobody is there. We will be utterly alone. Who is there for me? None. If I want something means if I'll search. So who is there for me? All are there. All friends are there. Relatives are there. Everybody are there. Whomsoever are alive or on this earth, all are there. But who is there for me means there is nobody. So we have to understand. Why we have to understand that nobody is there and we have to do all these things all alone means we have to understand what is there within us. That is very, very important. Even Christians also believe this. Nobody is there. He learned that he must go on alone. So all of us, including all Christians or Hindus or Jain, whomsoever it is. The second was the cry from the cross. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? All these things. Even when the disciple takes the fourth initiation also, all these things will be there. The cry is there. Please help. I want some help. Please help me. I can't be alone. When he was on the thing, all his friends, when the Christ was put to that when he was supposed to, they were supposed to kill him during that on the cross. No one helped him. No one supported. He cries. And at the same time, please pardon because they are not aware. All these things also he says. This is a double task. That is, kill out the sense of separation. So we should not think that sense of separation. At the same time, we have to stand alone. So what does this mean? Kill out the sense of separation. At the same time, stand alone means to understand the strength of the divine within oneself. How strong we are, how strong we believe that divinity is in all of us. So we have to understand I am the part of the divine. I am the ray of that main source, that is Parabrahma. So that is there in me. So I am totally surrendering myself to him. He will definitely help me. He will protect me. It is the last thing, resort. He will always not leave me alone. So though I am alone in this only to see only we are alone, but actually we are not alone. God is there. That strength we have to understand. One must be like a star in heaven, and that gives light to all and takes it from none. We can just imagine, no? During night, we can see the stars, how nicely it's glittering. We can see that shining. It just glitters like anything. That we can watch and see. And then again, Hilarion says, sin of the world is our own sin. Sin of the world is because we are part and parcel of this world. The profound truth that no man can be perfectly clean while another remains unclean. It's like we have got a cup of water, that is pure water, in a transparent glass cup. In that, if we put one drop of red ink or blue ink, what happens? After 1 or 2 seconds or minutes, everything, the entire cup of pure water takes that red color or blue color. Why it happens means you are the world. This is what JK has told. No, whatever we do, whether we do good things or whether we do something wrong, it spreads to the entire world. So before we do anything, before even thinking, even our thought, everything, it's to spreads to the entire world. That we have to understand. So only all are one. While a man remains part of humanity, its life, the entire humanity's life is his. One cannot escape. This is the truth. This is the reality. We cannot escape from anything because we are part and parcel of this universe or the unity. Recently, the Chandrayaan 3 went, no, the entire world really enjoyed. How the joyous was the thing. Recently, even our Adyar Theosophical Academy people also went to Srikakulam. The kids were enjoying like anything. That's how it should be, whatever happens. So if we do something good, means it's for all. We should not harm anything. In the same time, that though we are separate, we have to think that the God is there within us, that will protect. At the same time, we should kill all sense of separateness, because whatever the sin or anything, whatever the other person does, that is mine. Because the good thing cannot happen when something is dirty or unclean. So if one falls from temptation, we all fall down, no? In the path of discipleship. What for means we are always tempted. The temptation pulls us down instead of going above. So then there is a fall of the whole of humanity because of the temptation only. If we take an example, that river Ganga in Himalayas, it flows. When it starts from Gomukh, even we people have come from the Parabrahma. While coming down, descending, we have all grasped because of the matter. I want this, I want sense of, we want to possess, we want to experience, we want to accumulate, all those things. From Gomukh to Calcutta, and when it merges into the ocean, what happens? The river Ganga, in the beginning, it is pure and crystal clear. But in Calcutta, it is totally impure because of our temptation, because of our comfort. So we put all our dirt into that river. Because of that, it happens. Here, even in our human life, I want this, I want that sense of possession. I'm different from you. I want to grow. I am ambitious. Everything, the root cause is I. So we have to come out from that I. As long as we are identifying with this personality, we cannot grow. In case really, if we want to grow in the spiritual path, means that I has to go. That sense of separateness has to go. Because there is a fall of the whole humanity worth to struggle for the sake of the whole. Whatever the struggle, whatever the responsibility that we take, that is not for the self alone. We are taking that extra responsibility to help to the entire world or to the whole. not for one's personal self. This is what they have told. So what C.W. Leadbeater says on this means there is a separation only in physical plane. I'm standing here, you are there, you are there, you are from Bombay, you are from Uttar Pradesh, you are from New Zealand, I'm from Bangalore, you are from Delhi, all those things. Only in the physical plane, we are separate. Only in space, our physical bodies are separate. The sun rays falls everywhere, always, whether it in to the Bangalore or to Delhi or to Calcutta or to New Zealand or to Iraq or Iran or Rome or wherever it is. It is the same thing, but place is different. Physical body disease, no, it will spread because this is because of the direct contact with the other person, that physical body. For example, COVID, why it happened, all these things we were thinking, no, why in our family, why those people are safe and all those things, because of the physical contact. And even in astral body, that diseases like irritability, envy, jealousy, selfishness, all these things, it is contagious. Because while moving, watching movie also, we will cry because we are so emotional. We identify ourselves in that. All these things are there. Because all these things are infectious. Because it radiates vibration. Because we all know that in astral body, it extends to 18 inches around the physical body. What we say is ara. In Kannada, we say prabhavali. Even in mental and causal body. But there is no sense of separation in the Buddhic plane. All of us know theosophy. At least something we know what theosophy is. What theosophy says. Always it says 7 planes. What are those 7 planes? Physical body. It is infectious. Whatever we touch or anything, if we come into contact with the other person, it spreads diseases. Few diseases definitely spreads. And then astral body. Before that, etheric double is also there. Then mental body. In mental body, 2 divisions are there. One is lower mental body and higher mental body. Then buddhic, then atma, then anupadaka, then adi. All these things, 7 planes are there. So physical body, astral body, in lower mental body, always we are working. When we are working in our higher mental body, that sense of separation or I want, that personality gradually reduces. It is that intensity is not so much. So we have to understand about that. But there is no separateness in Buddhic plane. In higher mental, we are doing something good, service oriented. All of us are one. So let me do, let me help the other person. All these things will be there. But when our consciousness is working in Buddhic plane, that sense of separation doesn't exist because personality is not there. So we have to grow above the lower personality, I. So we have to lose sense of individuality. That is nothing but personality to get into the consciousness of the Logos himself. That Pancha Mahavakya we say, no? In that one Mahavakya, what it says is Pragnanam Brahma. Brahma. That is, we have to get into the consciousness of Logos himself, means Parabrahma's consciousness has to work in each one of us. So our consciously we have to grow. That is what it says. After taking the first initiation and before taking the second initiation, the sense of separateness has to be entirely conquered. That sense of separation will not be there. So in the spiritual path, we have to grow gradually, one step after the other, one step. So when we achieve between first and second initiation, we have to eradicate sense of separation completely from us. All these things has been very clearly explained in Masters and the Path book by C.W. Leadbeater. We can go through that book. We can understand whatever is our capacity to grasp things. But first and foremost, let's have some faith and let's study. Unless and until we enter into this path, we can't understand everything. then one gets a touch of the Buddhi consciousness and experiences it. But afterwards, without the master's aid, he may not be able to re-enter it. At times, no, we will get the glimpse. We will be totally merged into that. We can be in that. That during that time, there is no sense of separation at all. Even the time doesn't exist. When we get in touch of that experience, we have to experience. That experience differs from person to person, but the main core is the same. The content is the same. What one gets experience is something different, and it depends on each individual. But afterwards, master has to aid us to get that sense of consciousness again. Then one will know that the sense of separation is an illusion. I'm different from you is totally an illusion. When the child is suffering something, the kid cannot explain or express anything, but still the mother will know what the kid is going, the way of crying or this or that, something, whatever happens, the mother can understand very nicely. That is the thing. That sense of separation is an illusion. We should not fall into that illusion. When one begins to function in the Buddhic plane, he starts at its lowest level. We know, no, there are main 7 planes, and in each plane there are 7 subplanes are there. This is what Theosophy very clearly it has explained to us. So we will start with the first from the bottom, first plane our consciousness goes. Gradually, it will grow. So you will feel an intensity of bliss. In that Buddhic plane, that bliss is there, that causal body. Since individualization, that causal body, it just grows. When we are in mineral, the group soul is there. Even in plant, group soul is there. Animal is also group soul is there. When we become individualized, then we will have our own body, our own causal body will be there. There in that, there is a separating wall will be there. After that, that wall gets destroyed. When the wall gets destroyed, then nothing stops. Nothing separates. So we will get merged. Then even the Buddhic vehicle, whatever the vehicle in which we are working, has to be disappear. Even Buddhic plane also somewhere slightly that sense of separation will be there. Very slightly, minute. Even that has to get disappear. But in Atmic level, that is pure and 100%. Because we are, all of us have merged our consciousness into Atmic level. This stage has been explained by H.P. Blavatsky as a circle with its center everywhere and circumference nowhere. Center everywhere, circumference nowhere. When our consciousness is in the sense of unity, then there is no fatigue or pain. No fatigue, no pain. Rest is not at all required, because we are working in the consciousness, not in the physical form. The divine power is active, life with full of love. When there is love, everything is there in all of us. So we will be very, very active. Life is totally filled with love. The consciousness of absolute power. When we have achieved this, we are fully conquered the gain weed. This is what our Radha Banya says as the self. We have to kill that. This is the biggest weed, the greatest enemy, the sense of separation. Because of the sense of separation, only all the problems that we are facing. There, all things are within oneself instead of outside. Nothing exists because of him, because of her. All these things are happening. Because of all these things, I am suffering. Nothing will come into existence because the sense of separation itself is not there. So automatically, everything is so nice that oneness is there. When oneness is there, when the divine power is working in us, the pain doesn't exist. And nothing outside can take over us, because we are working from within. The power within us only is working. So when that is working, all the joy of the world, is one's own joy. If the other person wins, if I lose also, I enjoy his winning. Yes, fine. It's very, very nice. Whether I won or he has won, it is my victory. Chandrayaan, though India has done, the entire world enjoyed, because that oneness one was there. That feeling one should have, that level of consciousness one should grow into that extent. It's suffering, whatever it is, everything hits one's own suffering. Whether joy or suffering, it is within oneself. One knows that Brahman is bliss, then one can fully help the other person. When the sense of separation goes, what we do is we will jump completely into the service. Always, what is our motto is to help others, to lift. We will also work in lifting the heavy karma of the world. So we will also stretch our hand in helping. So one will learn everything from inside instead from outside. I'm sitting here, but I can understand what's happening outside. So if we wish to study any subject or on any organism, working of any law of nature, how the law of nature, so we can predict. Now we say, no, when tsunami came, so many animals, because they knew why, they could grasp. In the same way, sitting here, we can also sense everything comes from within, which we are examining will become part of ourselves. This is what saints and sannyasis, not only they can see the aura, but the inner core also they can know, because everything is inside, everything we can see. So what we are supposed to do is we have to kill out that sense of separation. What the deity looks at this universe must be part of himself, because there is nothing which is not part of him. Because deity knows, because that deity is also working within each of us. To succeed in this incarnation, one has to follow the rules. Rules of what? Means rules of discipleship. In this, very clearly it has written in the golden stage, H.P. Blavatsky, step by step she has written. So we have to follow, we have to implement what is written in the golden stage, willing to adopt the utter selflessness. So we have to adopt the utter selflessness. The selfishness will go and selflessness will come. So here also there are so many hindrances or negative points. What are there? Means desire for power. If I have power, then only I'll do. That should not be there. Then we have got the tendency of interfering in each and everything in others' business. This is what in At the Feet of the Master has been mentioned very clearly. Without reason and without common sense, don't do anything. In case if you want to interfere in somebody's business, means you should be a guardian for kids. Anything is happening, somebody is violating the country's rules or laws, means you have to interfere or you have to inform to the higher ups. When the lady or kids are suffering, means we have to protect them. Other than that, we have to keep our mouth shut. We should not have any sort of sense of interference in anybody's business, because each one is responsible to their own life and they know how to handle, they will definitely do. The moment one begins to realize the unity, one ceases to be a part of the weight which has to be lifted by others and begins to be one with the lifters. What the work that masters are doing? What is that they have told? To lift the heavy karma of the world. So we will be part of the lifters. We will not become a burden to anybody else. This is what one has to do. This is what is the master's work. Help must be found within our own selves. The help, whatever the help that we need is, that is there within ourselves, and automatically we will become the leaders, not just the followers. We will follow the masters, but not in the lower level. So Hilarion says, brotherhood implies variety. It requires this difference of age and different kinds of work. So there also the negative thing is unity with the master and the saints, okay, but not with criminal. He is also there. So I'll help and work along with the criminal. I'll work along with the drunkard, the inefficient, the sensual, the cruel. All these things are there. So let us help him to come out of that drunkardness or criminal. Why he is doing that means he wants more love, because lack of love that he has not understood, because God, there is a plan, that is God's plan, that is evolution. He has to evolve from wherever he is to above. That is what is required. So we should not be part of them, we should not help them. That means to say that we are also encouraging, yeah, this person is only in my team, so he is helping me, he is supporting me in whatever the crime that is committing. We should not be. We have to help the saints and sages. We have to work the what masters are doing, not to a lower level. We should have that discrimination. This is what the very first thing in At the Feet of the Master has been mentioned, discrimination. To few people we must try to help. How can we help them means, first of all, by thinking in the right way about them. We have to think in a very right way about why that person is going through that. We can condemn very easily, but that is not the thing. We should have some sort of compassion. What compassion means, Jiddu Krishnamurti has mentioned, having passion to everything. One should have passion to everything in whichever the form it is. We can help the drunkard, or we can help to a person who is helping to others. So it is better. So we have to choose. One should have passion to everything means having extra interest. So when we have interest, so we will try to understand, learn things. Then we will come to know why the person is doing all these things. So when we have compassion, we will help him to come out of that misery. So doctors also meet with cases of the most loathsome and horrible diseases. Likewise, lawyers also deal with so many criminals. This is day-to-day thing which we know. Even I have got COVID or whatever it is. Definitely I'll go to doctor. So what doctor has to do? It's contagious. It doesn't mean the doctor will not allow me to go to clinic or hospital. It is not that. Doctor will allow me to enter. He will get me admitted, but he will treat. Treat in which sense? He will wear one mask. He will shield himself to protect from all the evil influences. Even here also we have to wear one kavacha. There is so many mantras. So if we wear that kavacha, so we can protect. That is a thought also. So one will do definite good in thought. Our intention should be to help the other person. With that only, doctor will give tonic. For what? Tonic may be kadwa, but still if we take the tonic or tablet, we will come out of that. Even the criminals, there is one for, there is one against. With good thought, lawyers will definitely protect the criminal, even in case if he has done because of some fault, because judges will see only the proof, not with what intention that he has done. So they will wear kavacha, they will not involve themselves into that, but their intention is to protect and bring them out of all the misery problem. So living along with evil people in slum to help them, it will take lots of time of the master to clear the place. So we expect, we are all staying in slum, master, please come and stay with us, help us. You put, it will take, masters having lots of work. So master can come and work here, but the intensity, how much that they were working, no, 100%, Here they can work only one person because of uncleanliness. That's why H.P. Blavatsky in the Golden Stairs very clearly has told a clean life. That is the basic thing, that cleanliness. So one has to tread the path means one should be clean enough. So all of us should develop sympathy. By sympathy, one makes the soiled garment his own. You will wash the clothes. For example, mothers. The minute child is taken birth, so it also does this and this. So what the mother will do? She will clean everything. She will not get irritated. She will not beat the kid. What the kid knows, it doesn't know. It just does everything. Number one, number two, everything on its own. But the mother will clean, put the powder, washes it. She will wash the cloth, but she will make the baby comfort. She'll put some nice powder, Johnson baby lotion, or whatever it is. She cleans. But finally, what that sense of separationness is there, no? That and realizes unity, whether they be higher or lower. Whether the kid has done this or when the kid smiles, nothing in front of that. He really enjoy. So the mother will not bifurcate. When I want my child, when the child is smiling. When the child does, number two, I don't want my child. That is not the thing. So this is my child. So I'll do everything for that child. That's what it should be. The sense of separation has to go. So once for all, we have to kill out from ourselves. This is what it says. Then kill out the desire for sensation. This is the main thing. Not only sense of separation, that is the root cause. It's a gained weed. The sense of sensation, the desire is very, very strong in all of us. Why we fall is because of this desire of sensation only we all fall. So here, what Master Venetian says is, learn from sensation and observe it. How to observe means without any craving or aversion, but with perfect equanimity. How to observe means with perfect equanimity, one has to observe. In Vipassana, it's very clearly mentioned how to observe, how much that craving that we have got, how much aversions that we have got. Always, either we always craving, I want this, I want that, I want this, all these things. Otherwise, I don't want this. I want to go away from this. I want to avoid this. That is aversion. I don't want means aversion. But whatever happens, whether good or bad, we should be in a perfect sense of equanimity, because nothing is permanent. Comes, it stays, and it goes. What is permanent thing in that is, it just comes and goes. Nothing, whether you have got something good, it doesn't stay. Something is bad, it doesn't stay. What Sri Krishna says, Arjuna once asks Sri Krishna, tell me something when I'm happy or when I'm very sad. That sentence, whatever you give me, that will, that should help me. That I should not be happy or sorrow. What I should think during that time means, Krishna writes and says, it seems, this also will pass away. That happiness is also not permanent. Even the sorrow is also not permanent. So when that goes, why feel or why to identify ourselves in that happy moment or in that sorrow moment? That is temporary. In Vipassana, what Buddha said is anitya, anitya, anitya. Because by doing so, one can commence the science of self-knowledge. Science of self-knowledge. When we see outside, it's of no use. We have to see within ourselves. We have understood that everything is within. So when the science of self-knowledge is there, the entire world knowledge is also there within us. And plant our foot on the first step of the ladder of this in this spiritual path. So Annie Besant says on this is, one can attain to such knowledge only by deliberate, means intentional or planned study of one's own thoughts. So whatever is happening according within us only, we will react. Then one finds in oneself the reawakening of the dormant senses. Even in Vipassana, when I was doing, all those teachers, I'm an old student, always teacher says, you have to observe all the sensation. Whatever the sensation which was dormant, everything gradually it comes up. I was just contemplating. So I was thinking, why, and how? So when we start looking within, so whatever is within only will come out and it will show. That's why that sensation, every sensation we have to observe. Only this will lead us to enter the path, because of all our sensation, whether it may be eyes or ears or nose or tongue or skin, by seeing, by hearing, by smelling, by touching, by tasting, all these things, everything. If I hear something, some song or some voice or something, that temptation is there. Let it continue, let it be permanent, let me listen to it again. If I see something, same thing. If something is very tasty, means I'll eat like anything. Nothing stops me. I want to eat this, I want to eat that, I want to continuously eating whenever I go. I'm a sugar patient, I'm not supposed to eat ice cream, but still I won't eat. And in Bangalore, few hotel, masala dosa, the temptation, however far it is, I'll go and have dosa in that particular hotel only. All these things are sense of um, desire for sensation, because that is a good, it gives me good taste, some satisfaction. That's nice smell. That geek a nice smell is coming. All these things. Suppose a man yields to its temptation, he has to say, no, you are not my living self, you are merely my I of the past, so get away from me. Past means from that memory. Yeah, that dosa taste was very nice. That is past I, because I had identified myself with that taste. That is not me. That is my past. Please go away. With very nicely we can come out of from the desire of sensation. The result is confidence. From this, knowledge has a great strength in oneself. It's very, very greatest strength. Yes, I had yielded to my sense of sensation. That sensation in future, I will not yield. It's okay, it doesn't matter. That is temporary, that is my past. So for this, C.W. Leadbeater says, we have first to learn to observe the working of sensation in ourselves from outside. Outside means how? Means we have to observe this as a third person. I am different from this lower quaternary or personality. Emotion is really not an external force like that. Emotion is not external, it is our own thing, but that it is within oneself and may be brought perfectly within one's control if one understands how to do it. How to do it? We have to read few books to understand. A.E. Powell very clearly has written in Etheric Double as well as in Astral Body. Very, very nicely. If we are really interested, we can go through these books and we can take all what is required to each one of us and we can implement. The way is to get a firm grip on it. Once we know and hold something firm grip in the very beginning, a wave of anger or depression or jealousy or any of these passions will start in a moment and grow rapidly into a very big thing. Like a fire, no? When it starts burning, in the beginning, if we stop, it damages very little. When it spreads, the damage is too much and it's very, very difficult to put off that fire. In the same way, even the sense of sensation, no, desire for sensation is also like that. In the beginning, if we stop, it's very easy to stop. There is one Kannada saying, we have to cut when it is in the beginning only. When the roots have started, if we cut, it's very easy. When it grows into a big tree, we have to bring the axe to cut the tree. So this desire of sensation is also in the same way. So in the beginning only, if we cut, it's very easy. For this, even others can help us. If they tell the right things in the right moment, they can help us to come out. That may be parents or friends or elders. Afterwards, when we remember, we regret, why did I do this? That was not required. So, for example, using harsh words, all those things, it's not necessary. Recently, I read one nice article in Kannada. We will put a nail on one, whenever I get angry, you put one nail on one wooden piece. Then the day will come that you will not get angry. Then he says, the master says, you remove that nail from the wood. He removes. Then one stage will come every day he is not getting angry at all. Then by then he had removed all the nails. Then the master says, now you see the wood. Everywhere, dot, 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 dot. It is poured. Everything has happened. So can it become the original wood? No. So when we use the harsh word also, all these things, it will damage. So when we stop that anger, that sense of, that it gives in the beginning, it gives some satisfaction by using hard words. I shouted at him, I blasted. All those things are not necessary. So each time, a little sooner. For example, dog barking. Okay. First, if we stare it, in the beginning, it will follow us. Then when we stare, then automatically it goes. So we have to learn from sensation by observing it in others also. Learn from the mistakes of other people also. We can come out of that. One has to be absolutely determined. We have to use our willpower strongly in the fight against evil without the thought of hatred. We should not hate. Hate the sin, but not the sinner who commits the crimes. In the beginning, no, somebody commits the crime. So somebody will go and kill that person. What happens? The person has died because the relatives nearest and dearest friends, they'll all miss how much sorrow they go through. Then the person who has killed, he will realize what he thinks. Arey, why did I do? Even he is also having that guilty. So it is not one, it is three. So all these things are creating bad karma. So he is to be pitied much more than blamed. So hate the sin, not the sinner. Why he did all these things is because of lack of love and affection. When we start giving our love and affection to the other person, that is the sinner or the person who is in need, he will definitely not harm the world. Instead, he will also start helping the helpers. He will also start doing something good to the world. He can study the effect of sensation only if we disassociate ourselves from it. If we stand outside and try to control the feeling and to learn from it. So if we stand outside and try to control the feeling, we can do all these things also. We must not be carried away. That is the main thing. We commit mistakes, no, we will carried away by others. We should not do that, but we must try to see where it is wrong and do what we can do to put it right. What we can do to put it right. For example, somebody was supposed to give lecture. The person, because due to unavoidable circumstances, the person cannot come. So we can do so as a standby, no? We can fill up that gap. Why can't we do that? Let us be a standby. It doesn't matter whose name is there. Why should we be after all those things? That is not required. For example, a child breaks a doll. Parents will not sit and cry. The kid may cry. The child will definitely cry. Hare, my doll has got damaged. It fell down, it broke. Nothing is required. They know the future is there. It can get rectified. We can buy another doll. The parents will not sit and cry like a kid. All these things. So, whatever it is, small thing or a bigger thing, those are all temporary. That is not have great importance. So he himself is not disturbed. He knows how to think about the future. Therefore, we have to learn to be patient, understand that it is a stage in evolution. It's a stage in evolution. The desire for sensation is a stage in evolution, though a very undesirable stage. We have the one great idea of the work that God wills us to do, because we have to cross each and every stage. Though it is undesirable, still we have to pass and grow above that. Then the next one, it's all of us are having. The seventh thing is kill out the hunger for growth. We have to grow because I am different. So I have to grow. That is there. So Venetian master says, grow as a flower grows, naturally, unconsciously. Morning, I have watched how the flower will blossom, but eagerly anxious to open its soul to the air, so must you press forward to open your soul to the eternal. In the beginning, what I told is eternal. The wish to grow that he may be greater than his brother then becomes impossible for him. So we should not try to be above somebody else, because everything, it's a stage. That is what we have understood. The only way to avoid the danger is to get rid of that wish to be great, to yield not to the desire for growth for one's own sake, that is personality, care only for the divine life and divine will, and think only of the joy that can bring to all who welcome it into their lives. So for this, C.W. Leadbeater says, the flower grows unconsciously, absolutely, altruistically. So if the one person is tall, it doesn't mean to say that I have to grow taller than him. It grows not to display itself, but in order that its race may become greater by its death. We can aram se understand this is the natural law. It exists not for the sake of obtaining fruit for itself, because the fruit doesn't come until the flower is dead. We may be of more use in his service by forgetting ourselves. In unselfish work, we grow as part of the whole in purity. So what we are supposed to do is, we are supposed to try. So we have to kill out the hunger for growth. If we die, then only the fruit will come. The personality has to be died. So we have to remove all unwanted, not remove, we have to kill the sense of separation, the desire of sensation, and the desire, hunger for the growth. If we do this, then we are in the path of discipleship, and we can help the world by understanding the sin or the joy of the world is ours. Thank you once again for giving this opportunity to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandhya ji.
Thank you.
It was a very nice session, and you have explained things very clearly, nicely, with examples. And what should I say? So thank you so much. And so I think we have very less time, but we will go to discussion. So anybody has any questions for Sandhya ji, then you can. Anybody? Sindhu sir is here. Sir, do you want to say something?
Oh, thank you, Sandhya. Thank you, very nice. A very good rules which we must contemplate, as Sandhya has told, grow as the flower grows. Is very important statement, because we have to observe the flower and see how it distributes its perfume, how it distributes honey, how it shines with beauty. Everything is giving joy to all its existence in totality. The whole flower is giving joy to the existence. And when its role is over, it falls away without any complaints. That quality is also need to be taken into account. And therefore, we are advised to be like flower. Like flower also means, despite of all these wonderful qualities, it never assumes that it has got perfume, it has got honey, it is shining beautifully. No, it never assumes anything. So we must be like flower, unassuming. Of course, it must be spontaneous, unconsciousness in our life should be like flower, unassuming. And be peaceful and be happy with all around getting connected in this way. That is what I want to add some important points to be contemplated. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Sandhya.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Kamal ji, yes.
Sandhya ji beautifully explained
Thank you.
everything. I actually enjoyed it like anything. And it was so, you said that it is the grow like a flower. I'm saying, actually my father was telling me in my childhood that language is unconsciously grow. He said always. So everything I understand now that everything which is doing unselfishness with your anything which we are doing, we don't care for that unless unconsciously we are doing, and that develops because we do not actually I'm sort of language actually in English and Hindi both. In these days what I want to say is कि मतलब हम जो कुछ भी करते हैं, जो कुछ भी सोचते हैं, अगर हम निस्वार्थ भाव से और निष्काम भाव से सोचते हैं और बिल्कुल अपनी पवित्रता से सोचते हैं और सेवा भाव से सोचते हैं, तो वो अनकॉन्शियसली डेवलप होता है और वो जॉय में ही होता है, वो अच्छे में ही होता है और हम पावन और पवित्र बनते हैं, निर्मल बनते हैं. ये मैं कहना.
बहुत अच्छा, थैंक यू.
आपने बहुत बहुत बार क्या होता है, मैं कहना चाहती हूँ भूल जाती हूँ अक्सर. मेरे साथ आजकल ये हो रहा है. तो परंतु फिर भी आप इतना अच्छे ढंग से, इतना प्यारे ढंग से बताया. मैं उसको शब्दों में मतलब बहुत सुंदर शब्दों में भी कह सकती हूँ, परंतु उस समय मुझे आए वो शब्द तो मैं कहूँ इट इज जस्ट लाइक मतलब तरंगित जिसने कर दिया हो, जिसने मतलब आपने प्लावित कर दिया हो, जिसने आपने मतलब आपको जिसने बहुत ही मंत्र मुग्ध कर दिया हो. मैं इस तरीके का मतलब आपने एक्सप्लेन किया और सब सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी था. सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि सब कुछ इतना सुंदर ढंग से आपने एक्सप्लेन किया जिससे यूं लगता है कि हाँ सब कुछ एकदम हरियाली सी आ रही है, खुशहाली सी आ रही है. सब कुछ आपने मतलब कहा कि कई मतलब जाके सब कुछ धीरे धीरे स्टेप वाइज स्टेप आपने बिल्कुल बताया किस तरीके से हमारा लोअर मेंटल, किस तरीके से हायर मेंटल, किस तरीके से वी गो टू द मतलब बौद्धिक लेवल एंड किस तरीके से आत्मिक लेवल तक बिल्कुल एकदम एवरीथिंग प्योर, नथिंग मिक्सचर, नथिंग लाइक दैट. वेरी गुड. थैंक यू वेरी मच. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
शुक्रिया.
Thank you, Kamal
बहुत
ji.
सुंदर. बहुत अच्छा लगा.
You liked it. We are very happy. And thank you, Sandhya ji. And
Thank you.
she, her talks
आप
and
मतलब हिंदी में भी बोलते हैं क्या, ये बताइए.
नहीं, हिंदी बहुत कम आता है, बहुत गलत आ जाता है.
अगर आप कभी मतलब क्या यहाँ के लोग हिंदी में बोलना पसंद करेंगे, मतलब सुनना चाहते हैं, परंतु मैं चाहती हूँ कि आप एक लेक्चर जरूर ऑनलाइन ही दें भले, पर दें जरूर.
कोशिश
इतना मतलब
करूंगी सर,
हाँ
ठीक है,
मतलब
कोशिश
इतना
करूंगी।
सुंदर और इतना प्यारे ढंग से बताती हैं, और सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी, एवरीथिंग इज अंडरस्टैंडेबल, एवरीथिंग, हाँ लग रहा है कि जैसे एक आप फ्लो में जा रहे हैं और बिल्कुल आपकी यात्रा हो रही है, जैसे कि आप आरोहण ही कर रहे हैं ना, डिसेंट एंड एसेंट, जो बोथ साइड। तो आपने बहुत अच्छे ढंग से एक्सप्लेन किया। नमस्कार। और मैं रोजाना सुनने की कोशिश करती हूँ, दीज लेक्चर्स आर सो, मतलब मुझे अच्छे लगते हैं, कोशिश मैं करती हूँ कि मैं सुनूं। हालांकि आजकल मुझे बोलना नहीं है, और डॉक्टर ने भी मना कर रखा, मैं कम बोलती हूँ, और बहुत बार जो बोलना चाहती हूँ, बहुत सारी बातें सोच रही थी कि इतनी सुंदर सुंदर बातें बोलूंगी, और मेरी लैंग्वेज भी कोई बुरी नहीं थी, पर आजकल जो बोलना चाहती हूँ नहीं बोल पाती। तो मैं सोचती हूँ कोई बात नहीं है, दृश्य और अदृश्य वाली बात है, कि जो अनएक्सप्लेन्ड है, आप मेरा अनबोला ही बस समझ लो उसको बस।
थैंक यू, शुक्रिया जी।
नमस्ते।
Anyone else wants to say something or ask something? Otherwise, we will close the session. Okay, so we will close the session with a closing prayer. So thanks to Sandhya ji. It was a very nice session, and I thank everyone who has present here and who has participated. So we will close the session with a prayer. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयानि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Thank you everyone for joining. We will meet with next class or session or topic next Sunday, same time. Happy Sunday.
Thank you, bye.